Hello and welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. This week, we are diving hands-on into a controller that everyone who loves retro games has probably considered, the 8Bitdo SN30 Pro, specifically the Bluetooth model.
Just look at it, Ben. It's like they reached back to 1991, grabbed a Super Nintendo controller, and magically injected it with modern technology. The nostalgia is overwhelming in the best way possible.
I'll give you that. It's a beautiful piece of design. 8Bitdo nails the aesthetic. It feels solid, the plastic is high quality, and the classic dog bone shape is identical to the original. But Alex, my first impression, just holding it, my hands are already cramping.
What? No, this is ergonomic perfection.
This is ergonomic perfection for a 2D platformer you're playing for 20 minutes. My hands are much larger than this, and for any modern 3D game, this flat, gripless design is a huge problem.
That's fair, but let's talk about what this controller is for. You're not buying this to replace your Xbox Elite controller for Call of Duty. You're buying it for the D-pad. And Ben, this D-pad it's perfect. It's got the right amount of pivot, the right click but soft feel. I've been playing Celeste and Shovel Knight on it, and my inputs have never been more precise.
Okay, D-pad, 10 out of 10. I completely agree. It smokes the clicky buttons on a Switch Joy-Con, and it's better than the D-pad on the official Switch Pro controller, which is notoriously mushy. But a controller is more than just its D-pad. What about the rest of it?
That's where the Pro comes in. This isn't just a Super Nintendo pad. It has 2 clickable analog sticks, a full set of 4 shoulder buttons, L1, R1, L2, R2, and even rumble and motion controls.
Let's be honest about the rumble. It's there. It's standard buzzy rumble. It's not the nuanced HD rumble you get from a Joy-Con. In Mario Odyssey, it just feels loud.
Fine, the rumble is a B-, but the motion controls? They work perfectly. I was in Breath of the Wild using gyro aiming with my bow, and it was just as responsive as the Switch Pro controller. That, for me, is the magic. It's a full-featured Switch controller in a tiny, portable, retro package.
The compatibility is its superpower, I'll give you that. You can pair this via Bluetooth to a Nintendo Switch, to your PC as an X-input controller, to your Mac, and even to your Android phone. As a single, throw-in-your-bag travel controller, it's incredible.
The battery life is great too. I got a solid 16, maybe 18 hours out of it before needing to plug in the USB-C cable.
Okay, now for my section. Let's call it Ben's ergonomic gripes. First, the analog sticks. They're high quality, and they remind me of the PS4 sticks, which is great. But look at their placement. They're symmetrical, and they're very close to the ABXY buttons.
I don't see the problem.
When I'm playing a game that uses the right stick to control the camera, and I need to move my thumb from the stick to the B or A button, my thumb literally rubs against the side of the analog stick. It's cramped.
I guess I have smaller thumbs. Doesn't bother me.
And the triggers. The L2 and R2 buttons are they're small. They're thin, digital feeling buttons. They're fine for pulling up a shield in a 2D game, but if you're trying to play a racing game and feather the throttle, forget it. It's not an analog trigger, and it's not comfortable to rest your fingers on.
Again, you're using it for the wrong game. This is for 2D, for retro, for platformers.
But they call it the Pro. That implies it can handle pro modern games, and I think that's where the newer 8Bitdo controllers like the Pro 2 really beat this one. The Pro 2 has grips, it has better triggers, and most importantly, it has the 8Bitdo Ultimate software. This older SN30 Pro doesn't work with that software, so you can't remap buttons or adjust stick sensitivity.
That is a very good point. This is the simpler, more classic model. Now, we have to talk about its little brother, the wired SN30 Pro.
Right, and this is a key distinction for people shopping. You'll see a wired version online that's significantly cheaper, maybe half the price. And you might think, oh, I'll just get that, I don't mind a wire.
But it is not the same controller.
Not at all. The first thing you need to know is that this Bluetooth model we're holding, you can already use it as a wired controller. You just plug the USB-C cable into it and your PC or Switch dock, and it works. Zero latency, and it charges while you play.
The dedicated wired-only SN30 Pro is a different beast. It's a light version. You buy that, you are losing features.
Big features. The most common wired models have no rumble. They have no motion controls. They are essentially just a USB SNES controller with analog sticks, which is fine if you are building a Raspberry Pi Retro arcade cabinet or you just want a dedicated controller for 2D emulators on your PC. It's a fantastic cheap option.
But if you are a Switch player, do not buy the wired one. You're giving up the gyro and rumble, which are core Switch features.
And I've heard from friends that the cable on the dedicated wired one is kind of short, which is always annoying. So the Bluetooth version is really the all-in-one, best of both worlds package, while the wired one is a budget niche product.
So, final verdicts time, Ben. Who is the Bluetooth 8Bitdo SN30 Pro for in 2025?
It's for the person who plays 50% modern games and 50% retro games and hates the D-pad on their main controller. It's the perfect secondary controller for your Switch or PC. It's for the 2D platformer fanatic, the emulator enthusiast, and the gamer who travels a lot.
I'd say it's the best D-pad money can buy on a controller that is also fully featured. It might not be the most comfortable for 8-hour marathon sessions of a 3D shooter, but for what it's designed for, it's a masterpiece. It's my go-to for the entire Nintendo Switch online retro library.
A 9 out of 10 for nostalgia and D-pad lovers, but maybe a 6 out of 10 for large-handed modern gamers.
I think that's a perfect summary. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. Thanks for tuning.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Happy gaming.